This is a quick audio test. Nice.
I think we should save my character fact for when we have all four of us.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to come up with just a softball one, Michael, we could do that.
A character fact?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, damn, that's good.
God dang.
Yeah. This is this kombucha, which is elderflower, jasmine, and violet, with
Sounds
vodka,
lovely.
and it is lovely.
Vod kombucha.
Kombucha.
Vodka and kombucha?
Fuck yeah.
Huh. Actually, that does sound pretty good.
It mixes
Sounds like
pretty well.
Tasty little kombucha.
There's a hard kombucha place in St. Louis Park.
The whole place for it?
Well, they only distribute, but it's where it's made.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't remember the name.
I'll head out immediately.
Yep. Look for it at your local liquor store. Maybe. I don't know.
So just remind you guys, I'm gonna do a well. It's always funny to say cold open when we're already live, but cold open stuff, and then we'll just do a quick reminder of who everyone is and who they're playing, and then we can do a quick character fact. So I don't have one.
Mel was always very good at these.
Yeah, most is. Yeah, I think I have one.
Cool. As long as it's not, would they eat this food monstrosity?
Food crime or not?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I got one. Just make a quick note of things. And then after that, I'll do a little recap, and we'll jump right in. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. Why don't we go? Well, let me first here. Why don't everyone do a quick test? We can do a sound test.
Oh yeah.
Some test audio for you, Joe. This is what I sound like.
I do not have it open.
I do hear you in this time.
Okay.
That's great.
Greg, can you say something?
Hello.
He's
I
just a
thought-
little boy.
I'm just the chocolate prince. Have you guys seen that that Mabim Bam
Yeah, it's
segment?
so
Oh
good.
I
my
have not seen that
god.
one.
It's a really good bit.
It's very, very good. Yeah.
Nice.
It's a
right.
recurring bit where Justin plays a prince chocolatier who's a young child, and it's extremely funny.
That sounds like Justin all over.
It is. It is. Yeah.
Excellent. Joe, do you want to take us to our screen?
Sure. Boom.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that.
We are live.
Oh.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Weeknight Wizards. I am your host and game master, Michael, and I have a very I think tricky question for everyone here today, and that's in media, there's always like like an action movie. There's always a moment when someone says like, "Don't worry, I know a guy," and they call in like a specialist. And my question is, who are you the guy of that someone's gonna call you for?
Ooh.
Problem is for me, I know that most people would probably say, "Oh, Michael is the guy who's going to argue about Star Wars," and they're not wrong.
Oh,
but I'm
in
really
real
I'm really
life.
trying to be
Oh
better
yeah,
about that.
I was caught off guard. I
No,
thought
not
you
your
meant our
character. This is
characters.
you.
Oh,
I need you.
us.
Oh.
Wow.
This is a player fact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can go first. Mine's very obvious. I'm Anthony. I play Serena Saturn. And the thing that people come to me for is spelling and grammar. Don't even have to think about it. It happened to me today. I had to try to come up with the roots of a word as well as a female version of the word. Because I didn't know that brethren is based in the word brother. And there isn't an equivalent for sister.
Yeah, that sounds
Is
about
that-
right.
Is that interesting content?
Interesting.
I don't know.
It
That's my life.
would have been more interesting
Uh,
if you found the word, but if it doesn't exist,
It doesn't
Did you
exist.
invent
not
one?
interesting.
I did.
Okay, now you have to tell us though.
Yeah.
The female equivalent for brethren that we came up with, or I came up with, is the sororiate.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That is cool. I like
If you
that.
would have just told me that was true, I probably would just believe you.
You'd be like, yes, correct.
Yes.
That's because I speak with conviction.
Yeah.
I'm Gregory. I play Trevor Faust. I think I'm the person that people go to for an approximate knowledge of many things, but not deep knowledge of any one thing. So like, I feel like I'm very good in my friend groups of being able to like recommend, like, I live in New York, and so there's obviously a lot accessible here, but like if people are like, oh, like I'm trying to read a good book, it's like I have a good something weird that I've experienced or read recently that I like, or like a good film or a good
It was
like
approximately
wine
good.
or something. But they're all like I'm not super hardcore deep into any one genre or any one media or anything. So there's definitely people that know more about each of these things than me. But I think I have a pretty comprehensive like understanding of things that are worth checking out. So I
You're
feel
more
like
of a you're more of a breadth guy than a depth guy.
correct. Yeah. Chase that breadth. And I think for me, like I'm definitely like a jack of all trades, master of none. So like I think that's kind of my that would be my go-to
Mhm.
probably.
I really thought you were gonna. I'm Greg. I play Trevor Faust, and people come to me when they want weed.
If it was Trevor, that could be accurate.
Writing that down. Joe, are you that guy for something?
Yeah, I think so. My name is Joe. I play Cassius Spencer. And people come to me when they're looking for me to validate their favorite brewery.
Mm.
Oh,
When they want
Have
to
you
be
ever
told,
just shat on one?
no,
Okay.
there's always something I can compliment about a
You're
brewery.
a silver lining for brewery
Yes.
reviewer.
Yes. Yeah, because even when their beer is not good, usually their space is good, or the people are friendly, or something. But man, sometimes you have to be like, their space is awesome, and they're like, what do you think about the beer? I like this, and you're like, their space is awesome.
is it Joe the gentle cicerone?
I was gonna get my license for it. I still might.
That'd be cool. That's the beer
The
equivalent of like a sommelier, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
But it's way more focused on tasting off flavors rather than like discerning what region stuff is from. So it's a little bit more.
According to Google, it is one of the most difficult professional exams in the world.
That is true. Yeah, there's 2 separate Blue Book exams.
Wow,
Wow.
that's crazy.
For those listening, I did not just have cicerone in my head.
I could have told you.
I'm the words guy. I'm the words guy.
If you would have asked me, I could have told you it was
Get the
Cicero.
words. So that's great to get to know a little about you guys. I do actually. We're gonna try to start instilling some character facts, and I think it is important that we start doing this to get to know the characters a little more. And we should make mention that our good friend John is not with us tonight. Unfortunately, he's sick. So his character Kyle Tanner is hanging out with some jocks today. He's too cool. It's too cool to hang out with this crew.
They're
So he
pre-gaming the
will not
party we're gonna go to later.
Yeah, right. But for that, I'd like to know about your characters a little more. And I think the thing I'd like to know is, you faced all these like sort of otherworldly horrors. But what is a non-magical thing that your character's most afraid of?
Ooh.
A mundane fear, perhaps.
Do you want this? So we do have like in our character background for our character sheet, specifically the thing that's like our I don't know if it's a hope or a fear, but it's the
I don't think we did that this time.
Oh, I
what is
I have one written down.
desire. Yeah, desire and a fear. Do you want us to do that or like just something tangible in the world?
I think whatever you think is more interesting. I'm not hard. I just want to know if
I feel like
they're-
the one that I wrote down is less tangible.
I think it's okay. I
okay.
mean, like, because I guess I'm thinking of like, it's like, oh, obviously it could be something like spiders or like drowning or like,
Right.
clowns. Yeah, or maybe it's just like failing a test kind of thing, like making one teacher mad. Like, yeah, I guess I'm trying to think like just getting in the head of your character. Like, what's the thing that scares them that has nothing to do with their like crusade against the darkness?
Okay, yeah. So yeah. Honestly, I think Trevor is really afraid of losing his hearing. I think he is so connected to music, and that's been kind of his driving force. It's how he communes with obviously his demon partner now. And it's the thing that gave him the opportunity to choose a different path than like what his family has always done, that I think losing that sense would feel like the end of the world to him, more so than losing sight or losing touch or smell or anything else. I think hearing would be like the sense that he would want to hold on to the most. So I think something happening to his eardrums would be scary.
See where like he's being responsible and wearing like earphones.
No, he ain't no
to-
nerd. Come on.
So, pro tinnitus.
I think he's like, once I'm deaf, I will excuse myself from the conversation. I think like live fast, die young kind of at it, because he's an angsty teen, and once he's
Yeah,
25 and his knees start to hurt, then he'll be like, actually maybe I don't want to make live fast, die young. But he's 9 years away from that, so he doesn't have to worry about it.
That's like half his life away.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it.
Hey, at 15, half your life feels like forever. So
Yeah, that's true. How about Serena or Cash?
I think Cash is scared of rejection, both socially and romantically. It's kind of boring for being just like a nerd, but I think it's true.
Well, but I like that he's afraid of it, but he still shoots his shot. It's
Oh,
just-
yeah.
The repercussions are dire.
he ain't nothing if not a gambling man.
Yeah.
So, you know.
You know, he's not old enough to gamble yet, but boy, maybe in the future.
We're still in a pre-loot box
Yeah,
era
that's
too,
true.
so, you know.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I think that we don't even have the first DLC for like horse armor coming out yet, so there's not you can't even like blow all of his money in games.
Although when did Counter-Strike loot boxes start? It's got to be around.
You are sitting at a computer, sir.
Yeah, but I'm streaming. I don't have another window open.
Sorry.
That's okay.
He's a
Then
professional.
we'll never know.
That's
We'll
why
never
that's why he's asking us to research Counter-Strike loot box
I'm
origination
looking it up.
dates instead.
So I have a couple of things written down for Serena that are a little bit more intangible, but I'm gonna go with I think that she is afraid of being poisoned.
Ooh.
I think
Just
that
growing up a diplomat's daughter, you're like a real fear.
political.
not only that, but I think that in Kasnia, like one of the water supplies may have been like polluted by a factory or something, and that it caused like an outbreak of or like a widespread poisoning in maybe one of the cities or towns, and that probably happened when she was young, and so she's sort of like
Stuck with her.
stuck with her, and she's not like afraid to eat and drink, but like definitely wary of like, oh, this looks questionable, maybe I'm not gonna eat that.
So, but is she a picky eater? From that?
No, nope.
Okay. That's what.
Not a picky eater, but does not want to be poisoned.
She just makes
like-
Sarah take thing first before she eats it.
Does she have like kind of a fear where it's like, you know, you see like the Best Buy or like the sell by date and she's like, I don't know, it's too risky. Just like
Yes,
hawks it?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. Very
Got it.
stringent adherence
feels
to
just-
the Best Buy dates.
It just feels like Anthony.
I'm you can ask my wife, very loosey goosey about those.
Okay, all right.
Some foods it's fine with. Some foods it's not fine with.
Yes. That is actually how I got food poisoning recently.
Well,
I was a little too devil may care with it, and
live fast, die young.
Yep, that was me. I died young.
I died young. Oh well, glad you were able to come back and make it on the show.
I was way off, by the way. Crates were added to Counter-Strike in 2013.
Yeah, as I say, it had. I know it was a while ago, but it couldn't. It was 2004. It was too far
Joe,
back.
you're only off by 9 years.
Yeah.
Fine.
Look, between 2004 and 2013, basically nothing happened. I was in 4th grade, and I blinked, and I graduated from high school.
Oh, you were in 4th grade? That made me feel old. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on, though. So just a quick recap. Last time, our heroes found themselves surrounded by horrible, transfigured beast people who they realized were fellow students on the track field. You fended them off, and it was only after that that I read the suggested adversary difficulty rules because they're kind of hidden in the book, I would say.
They're also a
And
suggestion.
yeah, but it said the suggested was 2 groups of minions of 3 or 4 each, rather than 3 groups of minions of 3. So I think it might have been a little bit of a tricky start.
We did fine.
Yeah, you guys did fine. You fended them off. Your guidance counselor, Miss Engel, took them to keep them safe until you could figure out a way to turn them back. And that's part of your tasks right now are to figure out a cure, potentially find some sort of tool or relic that would be useful in your fight against Elric the Beast Tamer, the demon that seems to be plaguing the town, and get into the party where you think he will be targeting the teens, the party that's going to be held at the Argonaut Clubhouse, the sailing team. You managed to get an invite by having Kyle, who's not going to be featured in this because John's not with us, but bullying Trevor publicly, and that impressed the bully jocks who welcomed him back into the athletic fold with the cool kids.
Yeah,
but
this
he
should
was
go
able to
without.
snag.
I'm sorry, but this is really important. This should go without saying that if you're streaming this, bullying absolutely works to get you in with the cool kids. So just do not forget that lesson.
Try it today.
Especially
Try
your
small
friends.
text. If we could put small text, it'd be on the side. It's like, Weeknight Wizards does not condone a bullying of any sort.
Unless
No.
it actually gets you to a really cool party, in which case, absolutely do all of the bullying. No,
Only
anyways.
bully if it's fake bullying to get yourself into a party where you have to stop a demon. That's the only acceptable use
Yes,
case, and it just
correct.
happened to come up on this show. It's
We
weird.
only condone bullying if it's a ruse.
Anyways, not to derail, but I figured, that's our tried and true brand, right?
Bro, it's just a ruse, bro. It's just a ruse.
Ruse, bro. But the ruse worked. You somehow Kyle got invited, and he has 3+1s for his supposed quadruple romantic.
Well, you see,
situation.
Kyle was known as the triple play, because he always brought 3 girls to every party.
But then, if there's all 4 of you, that technically makes you all, I guess, the home run.
That's true.
It's very progressive in San Geronimo.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But in the meantime, Serena and Cash made their way to the Pagrizia, another neighborhood, specifically to the Fair Lady of Cronus Church, where they believe they may be able to find a useful relic somewhere in the church. And we had left off with you entering and hearing the Deacon Killian Blood practicing his sermon for the evening. And we're going to, I think, because we had ended and Trevor had left Kyle with the jocks, I think we should have it planned that the plan all along was to meet back up at the church.
Yeah, I'll meet y'all there. I think it might, if you're okay with it, flavor text wise, it might be nice for them to show up first, and I can join them in there wherever they are in their scene.
I think it'll be fine if we just have you all here, because
Okay,
I think depending on how this goes, it might be hard for you to meet up. So yeah, I think
Okay.
we're all there, and you've made
We're
your
all
way
there.
in. We see this church in front of us, and yeah, you've all walked through the oaken doors and are looking around, and you hear a little, hello. It's good to see some youths in the church. And you turn and see an older woman. She's dressed very properly. She's got she's standing next to a donation box, and she goes, "I'm Luis. Is there anything I can help you all with?"
We're just looking around. We're taking an architecture class over at Gold Point Academy, and we just figured we may get some extra credit if we came and looked at the columns.
Yeah, Cash. What did our teachers say we had to find an example of? What specific architecture are we looking for our class?
I just said columns.
No, but like what specific era and what style?
It was Gothic.
No, that's what
Well,
you
this
are,
is-
Serena.
I'll, I'll warn you. It's not a. It is a Gothic style church, but it is a reconstruction. We obviously didn't have Gothic churches in the United States, but we do have. Unfortunately, it is closed right now. But the reliquary does have some Gothic artifacts. But oh, you said it was for an architecture course. Well, you can. You're free to observe the flying buttresses and the stained glass windows.
Cash is gonna kind of go, Trevor, let's call our band the Flying Buttresses.
I'm adding it to the list. Don't tell Serena. She's not gonna like it.
I know.
Yes, the reliquary sounds very exciting.
Ah, it's too bad that it's closed.
Are you?
Sure.
Is there?
I think
Is-
you actually can see over, and there's like in like the left sept or the space of the church. There is like a staircase down, and there's like a sign out for like that's like advertising like relics, but you see that it has like a caution tape on it, and there is a little security guard's desk with a security guard who's deep into a magazine.
What was this woman's name again?
She did
Oh,
not
Louise,
introduce
dear.
herself.
She did.
She did.
She said, "I'm Louise."
She did not introduce herself. We will never know her name.
Louise, is
Yes, dear.
there anything you can do to get us down into that reliquary? We're just such curious students, and
My friend is taking the architecture class for extra credit, but I really need the help.
The help. What do you? Oh,
Can I-
are you're not doing so well?
There's an extra assignment that would help me pass the class.
She puts her hand on your shoulder. And goes, "Have you tried prayer?"
I've been trying to get her to try prayer for ages.
Oh, I'm afraid. There was a leak. We had to cordon off some things while we're getting it cleaned up. I just don't know. I don't think it would be safe for you kids. But again, you're free to come here. I think that, you understand. This is a woman. Like, she's out, but she seems pretty on the up and up. I don't think you could. If you have something you really want to try or like trick her, I'll let you roll like a deception or something. But I think if you want to get in there, you realize you probably have to get past this guard somehow.
Yeah.
But Luis is not really going to be a source of aid in this. Quite a rule follower.
Well, I guess we'll go look
What was
around.
that?
I'm
That was me talking, not Serena.
I'm
That
really
would've been
most
Serena's voice.
most interested in this security guard's desk, so we'll just go over and really look at how it was installed and that kind of stuff.
Oh, it is an original part of the church. It's like built into the wall. But it's not it's not a security desk. It's just like this old wooden table. It was
Oh,
definitely
sure.
like meant for stuff, but he's just sitting there because it's near the doorway down.
Well, and just so you know, someone's getting towed outside, and they were looking for onlookers. If you
Oh. Oh, this is right up my alley. I need to make sure someone's watching over the neighborhood. And she like pops her head out the door. I don't see anything. You hear out.
It's around the corner a little bit.
Oh, thank you.
There's one thing I know about elderly women in churches: they love watching people get towed.
I believe
That's-
that about you.
That's the damn truth.
I believe you know that.
I believe.
Joe
I
knows.
believe that you believe that is true.
This happens to be true for Louise.
Yeah, so I think we kind of saunter and make our
Yeah.
way slowly over to kind of the security desk,
Mhm.
and we're just looking around. We're looking at the
Mhm.
the vaulted ceilings and the stained glass windows. And actually, can
Mhm.
I make a check,
Mhm.
just like a straight up perception or kind of awareness check, I guess?
Yeah.
Do I get a sense if there's anything depicted in the stained glass windows that is of note, or is it just like traditional, just Christian imagery and like parables or whatever?
Yeah, no, I think that's a great question.
Kind of like
yeah,
the
I
stuff you
think
see in
There's some
Evangelion.
lore.
I think that does sound like a lore or knowledge. Which again, I'm not 100% sure because it seems like you can make knowledges that are not like that are specific to stuff. I'm not.
Sure.
Is anyone sure how that works? um. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this technically would be knowledge if I'm. I guess it depends what I'm trying to get out of it, right? Like my understanding would be if I'm trying to be like, oh, do I know what the stories are depicted in the stained glass windows? That would be a knowledge check. If I'm like, is there anything weird about the stained glass windows? Then that's maybe
Yeah.
more of a perception.
Perception. Yeah.
So
I
what
agree.
I'm going for is more perception. I'm trying to be like, is there something about this place that I should be clocking as being weird or different?
Yeah.
Can I make a general knowledge check?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so I'll do perception then. I got 2 successes.
I got 1 success and a whole bunch of advantages.
Sheesh.
Oh, should I have added
Okay.
the 2 difficulty
fuck.
dice?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have
Yeah,
rolled.
Should have done that too. We
No,
spoke
you-
too
you
soon.
did.
You actually
You
did.
did.
Oh,
You
I
have
did.
two
I did.
purples.
Yeah, never mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but Joe, if you just
Oh, it's okay.
oh,
Oh.
so much better.
Still no.
You're still not doing it.
purple
Oh,
dice in there.
I added. Oh, hang on.
You didn't.
I was gonna say.
I
Okay,
didn't.
still-
I didn't click out of the
Okay.
box when I added the 2 dice, and it
That
didn't.
was your first mistake.
Yeah. Trusting
Yeah, so-
roll 20.
I think you guys spend a little time looking around. I think the first thing with the perception roll is that this place does give you the creeps.
Nice.
Trevor, it is like there is like a almost sinister feeling of austerity. But I think as you're looking around, you notice that like a lot of the imagery and like the stained glass and stuff. I mean, it is particularly violent, like more so maybe than other, your average church, even
Yeah.
Gothic church. It's like a lot of it is about sacrifice, any sort of thing you could cherry pick from biblical tomes, and even some stories you maybe you don't know, or maybe
Yeah,
things
it's like the
Yeah.
depiction of all the like gruesome saint, like the benediction scenes or like whatever, right? Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That seems like Greg knowledge.
Revelation, the fun book of the Bible.
Revelation. This place is creepy as shit.
Matrix Revelations. That's my
This
favorite
is-
one. No.
Yeah, I think Trevor as a like moody teen is like, oh, this is sick. Trevor as a there's weird shit in the world is like, this is not so sick, and also we should be careful. And I think
sick, but not in a cool way.
yeah, but and then Trevor just kind of like internally to Heidi is just like, I think I'm gonna need you to be on your guard here. This may be more. Actually, we're in a church. Are our demons with us?
So I think
Ooh.
you actually do check this, and Heidi says, yeah, it's like you notice she feels off. She goes, the less time we need to spend here, the better. But I'm with you, Trevor.
That's good to know. I feel the same way as you, Heidi. I don't want to stay in the house of
Churches give me the creeps.
worship. Yeah, you and me both. And we do like a little internal mind
Yeah.
fist bump.
Mhm.
Yeah, cool.
I
and
guess
think
what you guys know is that because their demons attached to you, it's sort of insulated from maybe some of like
Cool.
holy sort of
but
things.
we do get the
but-
sense that it's an uncomfortable spot
Yes.
for. Okay, cool.
And
Sure.
you would believe that consecrated places that are consecrated would probably be safe from your average demon, but that it's nothing's guaranteed, and you know that the history of San Geron is murky, so like and
Yeah.
things like the elements of this church, like nothing's like quite guaranteed, especially if you're dealing with powerful forces.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Let's resolve Joe's. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Caches, yes. No, it's interesting. So I think you're trying to roll. You rolled knowledge, right?
Yep.
Is there something you want to know, like about like there's a particular story of interest or some sort of reference? Like I'm trying to what would make sense?
I
for-
kind of
for
want to
Trevor?
know the history of the church.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
like,
I think-
when it was built versus the town, when it was updated, if it was updated.
I think I mentioned this right at the end, but I think it's good to kind of revisit. But so like that the Fair Lady of Coronis Church it's been part of the town basically since the founding. It was like one of, if not like the first established church. But the building you're in is like the third or fourth after each one is like consistently burned down every like 30, 40 years. So this is just like the most recent incarnation. And you find like what you know is that there are relics of like worship from like the town's founding, uh, and that the church has this sort of dark history of being built on sort of like the bones of the churches before it.
Sick.
Follow-up question. Reliquary is beneath the church?
Yeah, so you
Okay.
can see that like they basically have they've set it up as like a little like museum. So it's like, again, there's a little donation box in front. Louise clocked that you guys didn't donate, so that's fine. But
I was going
the
to,
idea,
but then you said she wasn't worth pressing that, so I didn't.
I was gonna say, I'm like, if you donate, like I was starting to think about it. I'm like, there's just no way someone would be like, oh yeah, you donated $10 to the church. I'm gonna help you sneak into this. Like, I don't know. Unless you guys got a lot of cash, but
Do you mean a feretory?
what's a ferret? Okay.
A feretory is where you would keep a reliquary.
Oh.
Reliquary is simply a container for relics.
You're right.
Not necessarily a room or
I
part of
think
a
we got a
chapel.
words guy here. Yeah, so it would be
Ah,
a,
this
Google
words
that one
guy.
too. Googled
It's
that
a-
one too.
what'd you call? Okay, a ferret,
A feretory.
ferratory. Yeah. So I guess that's what it would be.
From
They
the
keep all
Latin
the reliquaries,
fair
relics
to
and
bring.
reliquaries. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can
So
I
then
ask a
that's where they think the
question?
old shit would be. Yeah.
Can I ask a question that I don't think would require a roll?
Sure.
What magazine is the security guard reading?
Why don't you guys tell me what is the security guard reading? And it is
I don't.
it is
yeah.
not a naughty magazine.
He's at church. Of course it's not.
Yeah. I think it's
I don't want to answer this, but I do want to act on it.
I have a feeling it's like Rolling Stone magazine.
He's a cool guard, huh?
Oh my god, but no. But the front page is the tomb of Jesus with the stone being rolled away from the opening on it when he came
Commonly
back.
mistaken. The
Yeah.
religious
Yeah,
magazine of the same name.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Oh man. Rolling
What if
Boulder
it's like-
magazine.
Rolling Boulder. Yeah, I mean it could be Rolling Stone. I think that's fine. Why not?
Mhm.
This guy clearly has a certain. Oh, but what if it's but what if it's like an old issue? It's a Rolling Stone from like old to our generation. So our generation, it's 2004. This is a Rolling Stone from like 86. That
Wow.
clearly,
Ancient. Yeah.
yeah. It's like
Yeah.
it's got like I don't know, like Genesys is on the cover or something. Like
Yeah, and it says like the artist formerly
Actually-
known as Prince of Peace. Like,
Genesys is good. Genesys is the band, the cover of this Rolling Stone.
that's good. Yeah, so he's reading that.
Cool. I'm gonna go up to the desk. Oh, Phil Collins.
Huh?
The singer.
No, my name's Phil. Sorry, I thought you were talking to me. Can I help you, miss?
Oh, just wandering through, looking for, this and that.
Well, stay out of the ferretory. It's closed.
Why is it closed?
Well, they told me that there was some sort of leak or like a crack in the foundation. I don't know. They didn't think it was safe, so they asked me just to make sure people know and don't go down there.
I would like to distract him so that my fellows can go by.
Mm-hmm.
A
Okay. How would you like to
simple
do that?
technique.
Mhm.
I would like to do this by engaging the guard in a conversation about the magazine that he is currently reading.
Okay, so I think you could do this through any of your social skill, well, except for negotiation maybe. But are you trying to deceive him or like charm him?
Let me go to my my skills. Charm would probably work, but it kind of seems like something with either presence or intellect. What are my social skills? Charm.
Yeah, it could also be deception.
I think it's more.
Cunning. I mean,
I think it's.
I guess it depends what you're trying to do, right? Like if you're trying to
Yeah,
keep this
I think
person
it might be
entertained,
coercion. I'm trying to force him to pay attention to me in such a way that you guys can go by unnoticed.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think. I mean, coercion is basically trying to get someone to do something they don't want to do.
Yeah, he wants to be vigilant. I don't
Yes,
want
he
him to
also
be
wants to
vigilant.
he wants to read Rolling Stone
I think
magazine.
That too.
that would be fine. Yeah, coercion's fine.
Okay.
He like keeps trying to look down at you, like keeps snapping at him, like, "Hey, eyes up here."
Excuse me.
I think-
Excuse.
That's what
Excuse.
and you hear Asotarko, would you like me to regale you with the stones of old that have been rolled away? Perhaps the guard would find it interesting.
Not yet, Osseltar. In a minute.
Okay, well, I'm always here.
I take great solace in that. Okay. Average difficulty.
Yes.
Okay. I've got 2 successes.
Okay. Yeah, so I think you engaging him, and the Phil Collins is like, oh yeah, Phil Collins, man, he went so hard on that Tarzan soundtrack. My favorite new movie, I think, came out within the last 2 years.
It came out in
Yeah,
98.
1999. Yeah.
Okay, last 6 years.
99.
So.
But he's a
Um,
busy guy. He only just saw it for the first time when he rented
yeah.
it from Blockbuster.
Yes.
Kids, if you're listening to this, Blockbuster was a chain of video stores
It was sort of like Netflix, but it was a building.
in person. It's sort of like Redbox, but you had to go into the Redbox.
And talk to a human being.
And it was blue.
And also, the human being never wanted to be there.
Yeah, so I think you're able to do this. The question is, Anthony, are you going to also try to get down there?
I would like to.
Someone else could also help too if you wanted
Yeah,
to
is
cast
there a way that
spell. Or
we
do...
can
oh,
take-
one thing I realized, it says you should all have. It is I realize this. We've kind of been playing it this way, but there is a utility magic spell, and I kind of just assumed you all had that.
Yep.
So you should have that. Basically, you can use magic for utility purposes.
That's just our straight up magic spell, though, right? Like it's.
Yeah. So there is. I specifically just want to pull up the page. I think it was. Yeah, there's attack.
It's
barrier,
around
there, all that stuff.
215.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on
I
214.
remember reading that.
Utility, everyone can use it. It covers all minor things, so you expect people to be able to do with magic. So like some levitating a book, transmuting a pebble into a butterfly. This is kind of like the equivalent of in D&D. What's the
Mage hand? Prestidigitation?
no prestidigitation, where it does like kind of all the little stuff, but like
Yeah.
useful magic, right? So it's a little more powerful than prestidigitation, but yeah. So
Can
you
I?
you can all do that.
I know we're kind of playing a little fast and loose with magic in this system.
Mhm.
Can I conjure some sort of a magical effect so that I want to like continue this conversation with him and then leave, and he's still engaged in the conversation until we leave. So like kind of like putting the security feed on a loop, but it's an actual person.
Cool.
Right. So you're like, are you leaving? Like, okay, you're trying to basically catch him in this little. That's really interesting. I think
Can I do that?
it sounds cool, especially because he's like, I think this would be harder, not something you could do over maybe like a person with magic, but as like a normal human. Like,
Yeah.
I think this isn't an easy spell, but it's something that this guard has no natural protection from.
Right.
Can I maybe suggest something that's maybe in between, if it were? I don't know. To your point, but is this a thing
You
where
can
maybe
suggest it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this a thing where a demon can help out? Where it's like
Yeah.
the demon can act as your doppelganger because it knows you and take the form of you and then just carry on a conversation, albeit with some narrative elements that are funny, but like that frees you
I
up to
really
do
like
something.
that.
I love
Yeah,
this idea.
personally. Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
call upon Azultar? Is it Azultar's time to shine?
Maybe. Listen, Oseltar, are you able to... Do you know about the band Genesys?
I have known all things regarding Genesis.
Not...
Although I do not know the band. I have what century did they perform in? What bard is their leader?
Mostly the previous century to this one. The lead bard was Sir Phil Collins.
I have never heard of him. He must not have left a mark on history, as I would have been aware of his presence.
God, absolutely dunking on fucking Phil.
I
Oh
do not
God.
like their later stuff, but their early stuff was okay.
But Invisible Touch, that's a banger.
But I will endeavor to make you proud, Serena.
Thank you.
I need to make a hard magic check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heart is 3 purples, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Cool. And I can take strain to add a blue.
I believe so, yeah.
I believe it's. Is it 2 strain?
Two
for one
strain,
blue?
Two strain for a blue.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Where's my strain? Yeah. Let's do that.
Also, I think if you're casting any spell, you have to take strain as well.
Oh, does it say that?
Yeah, I wrote that down. It's anytime you do, let me, you take 2 strain for any spell. So I don't know if we count just doing basic magic as a spell, but anytime you
Nah.
cast a spell.
Yeah.
Utility
that-
spells. Nah,
I pretty much just did magic attacks during the beast folk attack.
Mhm.
I took no
Okay.
strain.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, we might have just
If
missed
you
it,
want
but
me
I'm
to, I can.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a hard check with 1 blue die in the mix, and I need to be on my magic, which is Arcana. There you are. 3 successes, 1 advantage.
Mm.
All right. Well, I think unfortunately, this means he actually is getting along with Oziltar better than he was with
No,
you.
that's not unfortunate. That's very good.
Yeah. I guess in a way, it is fortunate, but I think the thing is, it's like Oziltar is starts shifting to music that he's aware of,
Oh,
and
no.
the security guard thinks that he knows the band, but is also a little too like proud to admit he doesn't know about it. So when he's just like, yes, I prefer the works, and he does sound like you, but you can hear the Oziltar in it, so
Yeah.
that's why it just sounds like Oziltar talking, really. It's I prefer, and you know what it is? He just names he's heard. He goes, I like the works of the great bard Jimmy Buffett, and the guard's like, oh, you like the Buffett? You're an island time kind of person. Well, let me tell you about the time my last fishing trip. And he like starts launching into it, and you're able to sneak down into the
The
territory.
depths.
Yes, this 16-year-old goth girl is she's on island time.
She's on oh, it's
Cool.
You know,
I'm glad that worked.
that is such a fun character choice. Like, she's into like scene music and Jimmy Buffett.
It's
the iPod shuffle
Yeah.
mode. And it's
On
like
there.
Inherited from your dad. You know, you
James
just couldn't
Buffett.
take it off, but
James
it comes up on shuffle enough.
Jimmy Buffett is big in Cosmia.
Do y'all make your way down to
Actually,
this,
I like Jimmy Buffett is underground in Cosnia.
club to play Jimmy Buffett? Oh man. you all make your way down to the ferritory, and it's a dark, dank basement. It feels more like a crypt than a space that you'd think that would be used to showcase historical items. There's no natural light, and you have this dank, musty smell. Perhaps there was some sort of water leak. You're not really sure. Um, but you understand why they don't want the public down here because it is quite a mess. I'm gonna shift the scene. First off, how do you guys deal with there's no light? So
I have
Uh,
dark vision 60 feet.
not in this game. Nah, man.
Nope.
are
Ooh.
there lights, like electric lights?
There is a switch.
Well, I'm gonna try turning it on.
Oh, you can electrocute us, Joe.
It works. All the light comes on, and it's not
Yeah.
scary anymore.
It's worth a shot.
No, it's a very logical choice. I do need you to roll. Let's see, what would be appropriate?
Can I make a magic check?
You with your electric stuff? Yeah, you could.
Great. Let me figure out how to do that. Found it.
Everything has a grid, even the church.
2 successes, 1 advantage.
Cash
Okay.
is in the grid.
So I think,
I'm
you know,
in.
you wouldn't. This isn't going to electrocute you. But I think what you detect is that they have shut down the power to this
Okay.
space. You do have. I mean, again, you have magical power, or lightning, so I'm not sure if maybe there's a way you'd be able to like jumpstart it or like run a
I feel like
current.
I could. So he's gonna like reach up to the light switch, and like sense how the grid is laid out, and only light up the light bulbs on the grid that isn't going to electrocute them.
Great. Yeah, so I think you do. You're able to do this and like channel a little bit of energy, and Ichtharin. That's how it is, right? Ichtharin is
Yep.
your demon.
Yeah.
I think it's almost like this thing where you like cast your hand out, and you know, Ichtharin being like this sort of insectoid hive mind. It's almost like you see these little like almost like fireflies like leave your fingers and like follow like lightning up the where you would imagine the cables run, and each one like occupies a little a light bulb, shedding light into the space.
Hell
And
yeah.
so they flicker on like one at a time down the rows, and you're able to see there are there's a lot of things that are like boxes, things are covered up, but there are like display cases with all these like relics in them. And I guess like what I'd like to say is like what I'd like for some of things like this, because I'm kind of imagining as like a game sort of workflow, is that this might not be the first time you like or last time you like come here for if you're hunting monsters and stuff, but what I'm imagining is that there are these things that are kind of tied to sort of like demonic or more holy powers here that might be something that either could be used as like a weapon or a tool. If we're gonna, I don't necessarily want us to get into like designing weapons. If that's something we really want to do, we can. But I think something that could be useful in a fight is more what I'm thinking. That are kind of rooted in like this town's sort of complicated relationship with their faith and these like darker things here, versus you know the other the historical society, which we'd also mentioned. I think is very much has all these things that are kind of more tied to maybe the quirkier past of the city itself, things that might be more of like the occult or you know kind of folklorish maybe, but this is things that are going to be kind of in that vein of like religious or maybe unholy. And I'd like to know like what are some things you might see, and thinking about like what do you think is going to be useful for your hunt of this beast tamer. But I want to empower you guys to like design that.
Sure.
So San Juan, we've said is kind of it's Californian, right? Like vaguely.
Yeah, vaguely,
yes.
And so I think like many of the other towns in the kind of the history of California, right? A lot of them were missionary or like missions, right? Like originally. And so I think maybe there is like a fragment or a piece of the first cross that was erected in San Juan in the reliquary.
Mm.
So there's like a shard. It could be maybe like a foot long or less. It's old, like rough wood, at a time when the town really wouldn't have had anything except maybe like a couple of buildings, and like this was the cross that they had in their church, but it's burned down over, over and over, and
Yeah,
but
got,
it's
like,
kind of this
charred.
surviving piece of this like shard of wood, that I think could be, the initial thought is like obviously it could be like, used as a weapon, but I think the other piece is that it actually has this almost like um kind of what I'm imagining is it's imbued with an essence of the place, almost like a magnet,
Mm.
like I'm imagining it has kind of like a magnetic field kind of approach to it, where like it is a reference point to the town, and so like maybe that there's like some localization magic or mapping magic that's tied to it, or
Almost
some
like
kind of
you could
power.
dowsing rod almost with
Exactly,
it in the ground,
exactly, yeah,
maybe.
exactly.
Yeah.
As long as it's in what San Juan's limits were, right? Like
Mm.
at the time that this was in
That's
use.
cool.
So maybe something like that. Yeah, like a dowsing rod hewn from the first cross.
Mm. I like that.
Uh, similar vein to historical California, and also planting a seed, perhaps. Uh, I'm thinking
Planting a
like
bean.
a bean, maybe a bean hole. No, but I was thinking a uh, a gold pan
Mm.
Oh, that's cool.
for panning for gold that you know is
So I
we don't
like
we don't
this
know
idea.
why
That
it's
I guess
there.
my that would be my question is that was that a thing that would make more sense in the historical society or in this like with these relics? That would be my only thought.
Oh, that's true. I guess it could make more sense there, but
Well, can I?
it could also be the pan where they got the money to build the first church.
That's cool.
Well, I was gonna say, or like to split the difference, Joe. Like it could be a deposit of gold from like a nugget of gold that was used to like pay tithes to the church or something like during that time.
Oh,
Like it could
sure.
be literally like something like that, right? Like it was
Yeah, I like the idea. Like they didn't have like at one point in like the people didn't have like cash to give, but they're like, well, I'll give this, and
Yeah.
it's could even be like gold nuggets or something. Yeah.
Yeah, the first offering to the church
right.
is like a fist-sized gold nugget with a cross carved into it.
Mm.
That's sick.
Little
An
golden idol there.
upside down cross. Ooh.
You see someone like, oh, sorry, they turn it. They turn
Yeah,
it.
oh, hang on.
I like that.
I've also got one that could maybe fall in the flavor of historical society, but I have a way to put it into the church.
Mhm.
Um, the item that I think Serena finds is a railroad spike,
Hmm.
and it's like covered in runes. And
Okay.
what makes the railroad spike unique is that when they were settling San Juan um, initially,
Mhm.
the spike was already there.
That's cool.
Ooh, I like that.
Like there were no railroads built yet, but the spike was like in the ground.
Interesting. Yeah, and I think it's like it might not. It's just it's a spike, but they attribute it like it's called a railroad spike because that's the only
Right.
reference. But
Yeah,
it's like this iron.
it's the thing that it looks most similar to.
Right. Mm-hmm. I like that. Yeah. So and I think it's actually kind of long too. It's almost like because it's something they had stumbled on it. It's like maybe like even like almost 2 feet long. I'd say it's pretty
Yeah.
hefty.
Yep.
I like that. Maybe it was actually when they were excavating the church, they found it buried in the ground because that would
Yeah.
explain why it's like, oh, this thing and the church. It's one of those things where they just they're like this could be valuable and they acquire it and has some omen or some sort of thing that they viewed and have attached to it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I would like it to do something maybe with like ley lines and being able to find magical presences. different than Joe's.
I see what you're saying. Um,
Or not. I don't know what it says.
Actually, I'm okay to change. I can make mine because it's a cross.
Mhm.
Mine could be more protective, because that's what it would originally have been, anyways, right? Like
Right.
it's a refuge. So,
Mhm.
what if the fragment of the cross is some kind of a magical barrier or protection charm, right? And
Yeah.
then the railroad spike or whatever the spike is could be more, yeah, like finding, dowsing, tracking, something like that.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the idea that you have to like drive the spike into the ground to like get a direction towards something.
And it's hefty.
It hit.
Right. So like yeah, you can if you drive it. Maybe like the thing is if you drive it into like a magical ley line, you can like kind of it's like you almost see like a spider web, and you'd see like where a disturbance would be. So you'd be able to kind of see where there's like a larger magical presence.
Love that.
I like that.
It's very cool.
I'm just writing that down. And as you guys are looking at these things, you hear a sort of clicking sound behind you in the dark, and you've heard it before in your hunts. It's the sound of fangs that are kind of clicking and chattering in anticipation of consuming easy prey. And a tall, gaunt figure steps into the dim light being cast by Cash's magic, and they actually kind of flicker as the figure gets close. And you just hear them say, "Well, now, don't they teach kids to read these days? Because if it's closed, I'm afraid." And you see this motherfucker step out.
Whoa!
Oh, whoa!
Is that Nosferatu with sunglasses?
Hell yeah. And we're gonna cut to intermission for right now.
Oh no, it's a vampire.
Nosferatu cool.
No.
Ooh.
Nosferatu, too cool for school.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Intermission.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess everyone grab a drink, use the restroom.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it live, so hot mics are hot. But
Hot mics. On.
grip it and rip it.
think in retrospect, Serena should have tried to use an American accent on the guard. That would have been funny.
Next time.
I too
I-
am a fan of
Is
Genesys.
Anthony, I want to hear your Kazakhs. What was it?
Casmian.
Your Kaznian American accent.
You
I
and
feel like it has
everybody
to
else.
like only be like stereotypes where it's like, and then like maybe like Southern, where it's like, howdy y'all, do you like blue jeans?
She has lived in this city for a number of years. She knows how
It's
the
always
people here
funny.
talk.
Because I think there's other people when you ask them to do like an American accent, they're like, I'm gonna be from Texas or nothing else.
I saw a reel, I think it was earlier today, where Emilia Clarke was asked to do one of the lines from Game of Thrones in a California accent.
Oh yeah,
She fucking nailed it. It was so funny.
that's good.
Oh my
She's
god, I will
professional.
take what is mine with fire and blood. Great.
Oh, that's fun. Good time. I know I said 5 minutes, but do we want to just get back into it?
Yeah, I'm good to get back in.
Before we do, I don't know if
Oh.
Trader Joe's is in the business of sponsoring podcasts, but I eat this cheese almost every time we play. So if y'all are looking
They
for,
can't see it. They can't see it.
I-
Anthony.
they know that I am holding cheese.
From
Drop
Trader Joe's.
drop the
From
name.
Trader Joe's. It is the Scotch bonnet cheddar, and it is my favorite thing to
That
eat
sounds
while
lovely.
gaming. Buy it at your local Trader Joe's. We're not sponsored yet.
I
Yes.
like that you're a man of refinement and your two consumables during D&D sessions are sake and cheese. Which is...
Kombucha this time. Kombucha now.
Oh wow.
Kombucha and vodka.
elderflower
Let's,
kombucha.
let's not get crazy.
No, that is a recipe to get crazy, Joe.
That's true.
It's
In
great.
fact, that only
Let's
the only
get
time
crazy.
to drink that is to get
I
a
am
little
getting
crazy.
crazy.
All right.
That's right. I'm bringing Red Bull vodkas next time.
Jesus Christ. That's not the energy we need.
It's the energy I brought
let's,
last
I want
week.
to play a role-playing game with my friends, but I also want to rage.
Honestly, you've described my perfect evening.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back into it.
Yeah.
Rage.
All right. Oh, click the wrong. All right, we're good.
So you see this figure again, tall, gaunt, Nosferatu, too cool for school, as you've dubbed him. And he continues talking. You lot have a knack for mucking up some truly wonderful mayhem in this city. I just wanted to see what I was dealing with, but I didn't expect you'd all still be in your diapers.
Serena, write down the song name Truly Wonderful Mayhem.
Don't get that. Oh, I
Well,
see,
he
I
just
see.
said-
Because you
yeah,
said
he
it,
just
right?
said
I'm like,
it.
what reference?
That's
Oh,
what
you're
he
referencing
said.
me.
Yeah, I'm
get
referencing
it,
what
I
you
get it.
said.
I thought
We have to write that down. Write that as a song.
One more time?
Eh,
Truly Wonderful Mayhem.
I think Trevor kind of responds, you know, you should try wearing a diaper sometimes, especially if you're about to get the shit kicked out of you.
he smiles and reveals needle-like teeth. Yes. No, you misunderstand. I don't mind that you're all youthful. In fact, children are a lot less stringy than older bastards. And I'm going to... He moves with like a speed that is very frightening.
Yes.
I'm gonna roll 1d3. Serena, I need you to tell me how Serena would avoid this attack. Either dodging, deflecting, blocking it. And we can identify a skill. And I'm gonna need you to roll a formidable, which is 4 purple.
Great.
Check.
She would probably try to dodge.
All right. Duck, dive, dip, dodge, and all of those. So I think to dodge, you could arguably roll a vigilance if you were watching him, or you could also roll an agility to get out of the way. Sorry, it would be coordination.
Coordination or vigilance, you said?
Yeah, because you're watching him.
I'm slightly better at vigilance, so I would do that.
Mhm.
Right.
And yeah, against 4
Yeah.
purple.
Yep, great. Love where this is headed. And no blue. All right, here we go. Looks like 2 successes,
Whoa.
3. This one is that a
Threats.
failure?
Those are
3
threats.
threats.
Oh,
and
yeah, those are threats.
And a
yeah.
triumph.
and a triumph.
Oh, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Wait, why did it include that blue?
Oh, did you leave
Oh,
it
from
when you
before.
gave yourself a blue?
That's
I-
okay.
I knocked it off though.
Oh.
Okay,
Well,
so
if
one
anything,
more
that just
threat.
means there's one more threat. Yeah. So it is very threatening. But yeah, so you're able to dodge, and he slams into the pillar. And it's one of those things where he like his arm is out, and it's sunk into the rock. Like you see his like kind of like claws are into it,
Yeah.
right where your head was.
I'd like to make a quip.
Mhm.
Maybe don't wear sunglasses indoors.
God.
Yeah, I think that though, like with this dodge, I think the threat is that you are put off balance, and that if he came at you again, it would like you're on the wrong foot right now, and it would I'll give you a black die, to the next like agility based thing you try to do in this interaction.
Sure.
And he like pulls his hand like wrenches out of the rock and looks at it and like balls into a fist. You just hear like every knuckle crack and goes, I see. You're a little more capable than I thought. And
Okay.
he
Oh no, sorry, finish your.
no, yeah, I just he kind of eyes you all up and he goes, a word of advice is, I'd suggest you all stop trying to play hero, or I won't be so nice next time.
Michael, have we run into this guy before?
I think this is the first time you've ever seen it.
Okay.
You guys have mucked stuff up. You know that there are definitely powerful forces that are kind of setting things in motion. I think that you probably in times you spent with Muriel and like investigating the stuff, you may have heard that he matches the description of Volgak, Prince of Knives.
Okay. I wasn't sure if he was.
Sick name.
I wasn't sure if he was supposed to be like our Rita Repulsa, where like we just go into episode 1 knowing who he is.
Yeah, that's funny. No, so I did have a little, when we introed the whole thing, I had my you noticed, there were a couple figures, and part the curtain for the audience. This is one of those 3 figures who were plotting Sanjuron's downfall.
Oh,
Okay.
That's cool.
Do I get the sense? I mean, just loosely.
Mhm.
Do I get the sense we're like way out of our depth here? Like, obviously they're very powerful, but is this like a
roll a
oh,
perception
shit.
check?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's going to be it'll be a standard, so two purple.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me.
Good question.
It's an advantage.
The advantage, so you don't know, like you
Right.
don't know how powerful it is, and you guys know that you're strong. I think the advantage is you have seen enough shit to be wary, and his speed was like, even though Serena did get out of the way, like
Yeah, that's like an alarm bell going
yeah,
off.
yeah,
Okay.
to be on guard with him.
So I would like to attack.
Mhm.
You use a magic attack spell.
Yep. Mhm.
But what I don't necessarily want to.
Get us into like a full combat kind of thing.
Well, what I want to do is more maybe try to break one of the pillars
Yes.
next to the pillar that he currently is lodged into,
Mhm.
to cause a distraction, or like crumble with cover, so that we can kind of get away. So I want to attack the pillar, but I'm not trying to necessarily harm or kill that
Yeah.
person.
So I
direct.
think that the magical attack. Let me just go to the page. So the magical attack is kind of specific, but I think that we could just have you roll that, and you could maybe add the blast quality to like
because there's a few qualities on this is on page 215.
Sure.
Again, it's usually for in combat, so I think we could also just kind of play it by ear and have you do it as like a utility magic, but there's a destructive, so like that's I think I would it's a nearby thing. It's this targeting this pillar. So I think if you roll a magical attack with a difficulty of 3,
Yeah.
yeah, that's probably a good way to do it.
Cool. And then I add the difficulty 3 is because I'm trying to do destructive magical spell
Right,
specifically.
exactly.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. And so I'm gonna add 1 purple dice to that. And then I guess this would be I'm pulling out what I'm trying to do is I'm pulling out my knife, and I'm imbuing it with magic to literally just like stab into the pillar to just cause it to explode. Like that is my I'm channeling my divine magic into this attack to try and like give us some time. So it's not ranged basically. Like I'm trying to concrete anime punch the pillar into dust with my knife and fist.
I like this. I think technically it would make it a close combat roll, which would add a difficulty, but because it's all flavor, I think that's fine. So we don't have to make it more
I mean,
difficult.
would it still be if I'm not combating him though? Like I'm hitting an object. I'm
right.
not.
So I think that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
so melee, then
Mhm.
right? Cool. Let's.
Yeah, we can have you
do
roll
it.
melee.
I love it. Let's find out what happens when I do that. Ooh.
I think that. Oh boy. So technically, in an actual combat, I think if you're doing the magical attack, it wouldn't be melee, but we could just have you roll melee and flavor it potentially.
Well,
I don't know. We'll have to
what would
look
it be
at
for?
it. It would just be a magical attack if you're using.
Oh, would it be a
right?
brawl? No, brawl would be like.
Melee is the weapon. Brawl is your fists, more or less.
Right. I was trying to use my weapon, but
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think in this, it's you.
So I failed, but I have an advantage.
Yeah. I think you came in, and it's one of those things where he actually just like grabs the knife blade, and goes, and cocks his head at you. Goes, "What do you think you're going?" But your knife actually, because you've imbued with magic, it starts like sizzling at his fingers, and he actually like throws it off you. So you've kind of distracted him as he like looks at his hand that was like kind of burning.
Yeah.
So he is mildly distracted. It is not not in the way you need it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so I think Trevor says, lady, gentlemen, I think we might need to get above ground, and starts to back away from the pillar.
You know, I was thinking the same thing.
Also, we haven't rolled initiative. I guess.
No, you're not. He's
Right.
not really like he's
Yeah.
aggressive, but he's kind of more toying with you. You guys,
Right,
if you
right,
guys
right.
wanted to get into a full combat, we can do that. But
We
he's
could do
not.
that, okay.
He's clearly not like.
He's not bothered.
He's kind of toying with you guys. And again, it's at this point, I think we had flavor that he was still kind of at the pillar, and he's wrenched his hand out, and he starts walking towards you guys as you're backing towards the stairwell.
Can I try to reason with Volgak?
Sounds like a reasonable guy,
a
right?
Sentence I've wanted to say all day.
Yeah, please. What do you have to say to this horrible demon prince?
Listen, we're just looking for artifacts. You clearly own this region, and we do not want to be of disturbance to you. He
starts laughing. Wait, you think I live here? No, I wouldn't get caught dead in this stuff. I just had to come see you all. You guys
You wouldn't
have
be
been
caught dead in this temple that you are in right now?
Well, under normal circumstances, he like grounds you. Under normal circumstances, no, came here because I heard you were coming here, and I thought it was time we meet.
I'm very glad you were able to take a. No, I'm not gonna say what I wanted to say. That was gonna be aggravating, not placating.
No, say it.
We'll get to it if it comes to it. It seems as though we are agents in the city, and you have influence in the city. Perhaps we can find a beneficial arrangement.
He smiles. He goes, "What are you playing at? What do you have to offer?"
We are a pretty good band. If you need a band for your demon gigs, your evil gigs.
We're always looking for tunes.
Nope, that movie hasn't come out yet. I'm not going to say that. I quit. We are, though we may be young, a capable and up-and-coming group. Perhaps we trade jobs. Perhaps we trade information. Who knows what we could accomplish together?
Interesting.
I'm happy to
are
make
you,
a roll here if you'd like.
Again, are you being genuine, or are you just trying to like?
I think she is. I think she is. I think her home country.
I think
probably
again,
has
you
a
guys
lot
would
of...
know like he's bad news if this is assuming this is Volgak. I guess I'd be a little surprised. I mean, like, tell me like why like you guys would have heard this, like Muriel would be like, oh yeah, he's like the horrible demon prince, like why I guess I'm just curious, like what, like does that feel in character? She'd be like, yeah, maybe we can like work together, when he's like maybe one of the architects of like all the shit that you guys have had to deal with.
I think self-preservation comes first, and it's kind of a Hail Mary.
I think that Serena is, excuse me. Serena's not above wielding darkness as a tool, and if she could get in with Volgak and ally herself with one of those architects, that could help her create influence of her own. Also, he looks fly as hell with the sunglasses.
I think he's staring at you and goes, "It's pretty rich thinking that you have something to offer me, and I need you to make a hard Arcana check."
Yeah. Let's put 4 purple dice in the pool and roll Arcana. That is a success and a triumph. Success and an advantage.
Yeah.
The purple ones didn't roll.
What the hell?
You gotta click out of the box before you click roll. It
Oh,
sucks.
You're right. I'm sorry. Let me try that again with probably worse results.
Yeah.
It's 2 failures and an advantage. That's so much worse.
You actually did roll better. Just the purple dice were
you're
there.
right.
The purple's
You're
okay. Yeah.
4 purple dice working against me every time.
Yeah. So you feel as he like is staring down at you, this like kind of like darkness radiating out from him, and you actually feel it, like it is like shaking you to your core. Like you feel that like your magical is shaking, and maybe it's also because you're further away from Asaltar right now. But you know that that this is sort of suppressing your abilities, and that any skill checks you make right now, what does it say? The target decreases the ability of any skill checks they make by 1 and reduces their strain and wound thresholds by 4 until during turn. So basically, like you feel weakened.
Sure.
With him just staring down at you, he goes, "I think the best thing you could do for me is stay out of my fucking way." And he smiles again. "But if not, I'll just have to eat you." He starts like laughing, and like it starts echoing through the chamber, and Cash's lights flicker out, and you're plunged back into complete darkness.
Ooh.
And I assume you'd probably try to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably best.
And you've made each of you took an item, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Joe, did we determine you took the nugget? Or do you know what it was gonna do?
no, I thought we were just listing things that were down here, like seating for
Okay.
later.
Oh,
So
I
I think
absolutely wanted that railroad spike.
I do. Yeah, maybe we should say we can. I like the idea we invent something, but maybe we should choose one thing.
Yeah,
To take, rather than everyone getting all of them.
because
sure.
I thought we were just like listing things that were down here, so I went for interesting more than useful.
No, that's fair. Yeah, I think both are good. And I think we can also like kind of push it if there's like, oh, I had an idea for something that was like would have been really useful, but I like the idea we could take one thing we discover.
Honestly, I like the railroad spike. I think it's interesting narratively, and it's kind of got this primordial essence to it because it was there before the town, and like, it could be interesting even if we don't quite know how it works. That we like.
Sorry, are we each taking an item, or are we
one
collectively
as a group.
taking an item? Okay.
An item, yeah. So I'm down. I'm down to take the spike, too.
Yeah, that works for me.
Cool. So yeah, maybe
got
like
it.
on the way out, like I missed, when he let go of my knife, and I started backing away while he was talking to Serena. I grabbed the spike was nearest to the door, so I grabbed the spike with me while we leave.
Cool. I like it, and I think that could come in useful in your hunt for Elric.
Yes.
The hunt for Red October.
Elric.
The Hunter Volgak, Prince of Knives.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna bring us back up to church level.
Oh, I need to make a quip before we go.
Please.
Well, it seems. Excuse me, that was not my voice.
Nice.
Well, it seems.
I was famously
share
known
the
for my,
darkest.
for my for my
Good one.
quote.
Pause for water.
It's those Scotch bonnet, the cheese.
Maybe not a good snack choice for Nadia.
This is the first time this has happened.
Uh-huh.
Well, it seems that we have delved a bit too deep, so maybe time to leave.
I think it is time to leave very fast, and maybe go a direction that he's not expecting us to go.
Joe, I think you might be. You responded rather quickly, and perhaps you're not seeing that the background here resembles the halls of Khazad-dûm, and our foe here resembles one of the Moria orcs.
He does
that
sort of.
was present in that scene, and it is 2004, which means that Lord of the Rings just came out 3 years ago and is hot.
Yeah, hot IP.
Lord of the Rings fever, baby.
Well, that's a good question. Do you guys go back out up that, or do you try to find an alternate route out of here?
I think
If
we
I
should
know
go
where the
straight back
stairs
up.
are, I would go.
I'd go back out.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys make your way back up. I think you kind of like have to duck, but you see Oziltar is still regaling. Yes, the maestro himself, Jimmy Buffett, does sing a song about a cheeseburger in the Eden of his choosing.
I'll point at Oziltar, point to myself, and keep walking.
It was a pleasure, Phil. May we meet again under a better moon. And look, he's like, yeah, you too.
I wish next time I wish to discuss the beetles. They are not an insect, as I was led to believe.
Yeah, decades of lies. And yeah, you guys make your way out. And I think you come past. Louise has made her way back inside. She goes, "Oh, I did not see like the car being towed, but maybe I was just too late."
You know those tow trucks, they're just so fast.
Sancheron is famously fast tow trucks.
That's canon.
That's what they call
that's
us.
That's in the lore now.
Fastest tow trucks in the West.
Yep.
And you guys make your way outside, and are, I think walking. Do you all choose? I think we established canonically that it's Thursday. Tomorrow night is going to be the party.
Yeah.
It's probably getting probably like 5 or 6, more around dinner time. You guys could probably stop by the historical society if you want to, or unless there's something else you'd rather do.
Well, I think the three of us need to get some food.
Get some what?
Food?
Get out there.
I think we all need to get some food. I'm thinking like the three of us go hang out at a McDonald's for like too long. Because we're teenagers.
Go do some loitering.
Yeah.
Some loitering.
We
buy
gotta
a
get up to
bunch of
some
French
loitering.
fries. Yeah, that's fair. So I think yeah, you guys.
Would we go to McDonald's over Taco Bell?
Ooh, Taco Bell's a
Is this
good
a-
choice.
Is this an argument between Serena and Cash?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is now. Look, I'm just saying, the dollar menu at McDonald's, I'm really craving a McChicken. I just think, I think it could be good.
But you could live south of the border.
Taco Bell's barely south of the border.
If y'all
Wasn't that one of their taglines back
Yeah, I think it was.
that year?
if you two think for 1 second that we're not going to Pandora in the Box, you're out of your mind.
I think you mean Pandora and the Box Express.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
That's too good.
It's Persephone Juniors in outer space.
They have I like to think that Pandora in the Box has a chef's choice mystery box that's a little bit cheaper than anything else on the menu, but you literally don't know what they're gonna put in there for you. And so that is the gimmick of Pandora in the Box.
I mean, I think Pandora and the Box Express and Taco Bell are at least owned by the same company, so you could go to the combination Pandora in the Box Express Taco Bell
Pandora in the
over on it's over on like East San Juan Street.
It's on East Pepto Street.
It's a little bit of a walk, but I think there's a record store over there too we could stop at. I just think we got to do some loitering.
No,
Like
I support that.
All right, you guys go and loiter. I do think
Hell yeah.
you get you do find the combo so that Cash is able to get his McChicken.
Pandora in the Box Taco Bell.
Yeah. Everyone wins with these combo fast food restaurants. And you stay here a little too long. I think that like the sun's already kind of going down. It's getting it's fall, so it's out late, but like getting the days are getting shorter.
What do I have to roll to make sure the
and-
ice cream machine works?
You
It's like
can't.
a shake.
Man,
You can't. It's
Sorry,
impossible.
it will not work. I'm very
Okay.
sorry.
Damn.
What was the combo? It was Taco Bell and
Pandora in the Box
And-
Express.
okay. Oh, Express. That's what I missed.
I like that we're making both a Jack in the Box and a Panda Express joke.
Yeah, it's a busy place.
It's Americanized Chinese food and
The food does not make sense.
hamburgers. Man, you haven't lived until you've had that orange chicken burger.
The orange
That
chicken
sounds
sliders.
Yeah, it's like, wait a
Pretty
minute.
good.
No,
Hold
but
on
it's
now.
it's a burger with orange chicken inside of it also.
Oh my god.
So it's just
I don't like
tall.
But if you told me I could get like a Mick General So's chicken, I'm honestly I'm not as mad about that one.
I'm kind of
Or-
down.
Or Szechuan, like Szechuan pepper curly fries or something.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
I could be down. Okay, anyways, now I'm
Gotta
making
quit and open
myself
up a
hungry.
fast food restaurant. Yeah.
Wait, this is kind of good.
Why does
That's a
good?
good idea.
Just
Why
wanna
is
open
this
up-
good though?
Start a food truck. Pandora in the Box Express.
And yeah, as it's getting dark, you guys have made your way out. You have full stomachs, no ice cream, sadly, and you make your way out into the San Juan streets. However, you do start hearing a strange sound on the wind, and I want everyone to roll me a perception, average difficulty. So 2. Actually, hard. Make it 3.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. 1 failure for me.
Oh,
a success and
Greg.
4 threats for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have success in 2 threats, but I feel better about it now.
I'm not worried about it.
I'm not worried about any of this.
I didn't do anything.
So I think Cash is complaining, unfortunately, about the ice cream machine and is not listening.
They wouldn't even let me back there to fix it. I could have fixed it.
I could have hacked the
I could have
McDonald's
hacked the
server.
ice cream machine. I would have saved
Um,
them all some work.
Trevor and Serena are able to hear this, but I think they're not with let's see. Basically, you hear swooping and you're able to get because you both succeeded, you're able to pull Cash down as 2 monstrous things swoop down over you, and I'm gonna move you all to the alleyway you found yourselves in,
Ooh.
and 2 horrible bat-like humanoid beasts with bat-like wings have descended on. And before you ask, yes, that is just Man-Bat from Batman. But
Wow, you took the words right out of my mouth.
yeah, I'm
Michael.
like, Anthony's gonna call this. He's gonna call
Oh.
this Man-Bat.
You got me.
It is Man-Bat. As these 2 monsters descend, and I do need you now to roll initiative.
Yeah.
It's going to be vigilance because you're being ambushed.
Is it two difficulty because it's just a normal check, or no difficulty for vigilance?
I think you can just roll it. I think no
Yeah,
difficulty.
Because everybody does
They're-
it the same.
They can do
Yeah,
it
yeah,
too. Yeah.
Sorry, what was the difficulty, Michael?
No
None.
difficulty. Oh shit, mine included it. That's because it didn't click out again.
The 1 success on the 1 die.
2 advantages.
Let's go.
Vigilance.
Vigilance, yeah.
Vigilance, yes.
3
In order-
successes, 1 try, one advantage. How do I go right to
Oh.
triumph every
Yeah.
time?
Because you're rolling really well today. So
I need to roll for them. These bad boys.
Alexa,
Man-Bat?
Alexa, play Those Who Fight
Just
Further
Man-Bat.
from the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack.
It hasn't come out yet, Joe.
Really?
Rocks.
2004?
wow.
What is-
Razor wing.
From Advent Children?
No, but Those Who Fight Further is in the game too. I think.
Okay, so Serena, you got 3 successes and an advantage. Trevor got 2. Cash, well, very fitting that Cash only got 1 because he was not paying attention. And this works out really nice.
You're right. Yeah, that was in the OG. Also, Advent Children came out next year.
It came out next year. Is a weird thing.
This game is uniquely challenging because it is a period piece, but it's so recent that like we actually know about the things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
It's very unique, and I'm a big fan.
We gotta
Yeah,
hone our
it's
skills
fine.
at using the right language and cadence of the time when speaking.
Right.
Character work.
Easier.
It's
Just putting a little name tag on them so that you can see which one's 1 and which one's 2. So Razor Wing 1. It swoops at. It's gonna swoop at Cash because Cash I think was the seemed to be the weakest of them all. So it swoops down. It
Got
engages
him.
with you.
Ouch.
Well, because you weren't paying attention.
No, I know.
You're the easy. Not a character critique.
It's
But
because they swoop by and they're like, "Hey, this guy looks weak."
This guy's a nerd.
Did
pick on the dweeb.
we were hanging out at this restaurant for a while. Did my General So's burger recover anything for me?
Were you hurt or anything?
I got strain.
Oh, I guess you'd say, yeah, you guys would recover your strain during like
Okay.
a short rest equivalent. So yeah,
Cool.
you're starting fresh on that. but this thing it swoops in at you, and it actually tries to like basically buffet you with its wings,
Okay.
and this is
Jimmy
it.
Jimmy?
Buffett?
Jimmy buffets you with its wings. Uh,
I love boat drinks. It's a great song.
that's weird. This,
A weapon with stun can deal strain to the
why did
target.
this? I hit
The
the
strain
that's-
quality is activated.
I'm just gonna roll the roll.
I like it is not reduced by the target's soak, income, skill,
Oh, it's the way it
2310
is,
OG 0Y2P.
I know it's weird that it just gave you all the weapon info because there's all I did is hit the roll button, which you'd think would be the attack thing, but
The
That's
the
fine.
bat creature attacks Cash, and its attack is telling it all about the weapon.
all right. It does miss you, but with my 2 advantages, can I do anything cool? I don't think the answer. I think the answer is no.
You could probably knock him back
Uh,
with the buffeting.
yeah.
It's a narrative
Well,
choice.
no, it doesn't. Yeah, I know, but it doesn't. I don't want to disengage from him. So I don't think there's anything I can really, because it's not a successful attack. I can't cast I can't use my advantages, unfortunately. Other than I think you guys could use them to like recover strain and stuff, but I can't. So unfortunately, turn wasted. Serena's up.
Cool. I would probably try to pick that one off of my friend Cash.
Mhm.
So I will make a spell attack
But I
on
won't.
it. But I won't. I'll leave. Goodbye.
Keeps walking.
See ya, nerd.
Yeah, I'll make a spell attack on this fellow.
Razor Wing 1.
Razor Wing 1. Razor Wing 1, this is Serena Saturn.
Yeah. We were all thinking it.
Difficulty?
It starts as because you're at short distance as a 1. Let me just pull up the spell because it does talk about
Razor Ring 1, this is Red Leader. Standing
the
by.
Attack spell is include attack spells include any combat check or other action that directly deals damage. Throwing a fireball, smiting a foe with magical force. Down. So the attack. Right. When you make a magical attack, it starts as a 1 difficulty.
Okay.
I think that because as it's magic, I don't think you have to add 1 because your friend is engaged. Yeah. You only have to use close combat if someone's engaged with you. So I think it is just a 1 difficulty to cast the attack spell.
Cool.
And then you could add in stuff if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll add 1 to throw a little English on it with my manipulate upgrade.
Okay.
And I will roll Arcana to make that attack. That is 2 successes, 3 advantages.
Great. So with your 2 extra successes, again, you do the base damage of your Arcana.
Yeah.
And then, it's actually would deal damage equal to their intellect. Sorry, I realized. So it's the base, the 3 dice or whatever, the whatever your intellect score is.
3.
3 plus 1 damage for each uncanceled success. So you're doing 5 damage
Heck yeah.
altogether. Mm-hmm.
And then since I was successful, I get my manipulate, which moves it 1 range band away.
Great. Let me just.
So it was close. Now it's mid.
Pretty mid, yeah.
Oh,
No, it's just it's not engaged. It's still short distance. Or I see what you're saying. Do you want to Right, because the manipulate says you can move it 1 range band away.
yes.
Okay, so then yeah, I think it would become medium for me. You're able to kind of like throw it back.
Razor Wing 1, this is we are a medium distance away.
Just have to. You guys can't see their bars, can you?
No.
Bars?
No.
Nope.
Good. That's more useful. Okay, and we determined you did 5 damage, right? So.
Yep.
Okay. You throw
That
it
feels
back.
like a lot in this game, right?
I think what you notice is that it, like you describe how this attack looks for me. What does this look like?
I have a kind of a pitfall of whenever I play a spellcaster in any RPG that we play,
Mhm.
I want every attack to just be the lightning from Last Airbender.
Oh,
Okay,
sure.
well, you didn't use the lightning skill.
Well,
so
and
it's
I'm
not that.
lightning.
Well, no, I
Yeah.
just want the spell to look like that, where I swoop in the air and then I like shoot it out of my fingers, and it's a concentrated beam, and it's cool as hell.
Sure.
It-
They shouldn't
it-
all
it-
look like that.
Yeah, they should.
And that doesn't make sense for them to manipulate.
I said the
agree,
word
yeah.
pitfall because
Yes.
that's what I want every spell to look like.
Uh-huh.
So I think that instead, she will like hold out her hand, and it'll be sort of like a concussive blast out of it that
Okay.
pushes it back.
Like that one Skrillex music video.
No, more like an airbender.
Yeah. So I think you notice that it doesn't seem like that did a whole lot to it.
Oh.
It definitely a little bit got through, but most of it seems to be very hardy. You could say that it soaks up a bit of damage. But you have flung it off.
One would say.
One might say. My lance. But that's good. You did harm it.
Great.
The second razor wing is up, and I think seeing what you just did to its friend, it's swooping at you,
That's legit. I
and
respect
it's gonna try to bite you.
Little does it know, I'm into that.
Oof. So it's brawl, 2 difficulty. I'm gonna bite you. Munch, munch, crunch,
Oof.
crunch. 3 successes. Okay. Yeah. So it rolls. I rolled brawl. It does that. It sinks its fangs into you, and you're gonna get 6 damage.
Take 6 damage all day.
Okay.
Do you have any soak?
Only
I
only
do, I have-
because
I have
there's
2
another.
Okay.
There's only 30 minutes left in the day, so that's why.
Right.
At this point, yeah.
So I'll take 4 after my soak.
Yes.
And is that good a wound?
Yes. Wound, not strain.
Okay. Yep. Got it.
Okay. And it bites you. It's engaged with you. And
Ooh, we are moving fast.
I know, right? Yeah. And not even the first date.
Serena seems
you
kind of
can take
into
it.
it though.
Yeah.
Man bats?
Uh,
Ooh.
Trevor is up.
So is the bat that is not engaged with Serena, the other one, is that still in?
It's at medium distance now.
It's at medium distance, but
Yeah.
But you could use your movement, yeah.
I could use my movement. Okay, so I would like to do that. I'd like to move to short range of that. So maybe I go stand directly underneath it, or I don't know if it's flying or whatever, but I'm.
I think it's like hovering. It's like off the ground, but it got flung
Yeah, but
back.
I
and, like,
could
it's
I
like
could
on a wall right now. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
get close
okay,
to it.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to short range. I'm gonna use a magical attack on it, and I'm gonna add a difficulty. Well, actually, this is a question for you.
Yep.
So I have a very specific access to an upgrade in magical attack called Holy Unholy. So this is divine magic only. When dealing damage to a target that the GM determines is the antithesis of the character's faith or deity. So that's I guess my question, because my faith or deity may be different than my demon counterpart.
Yeah.
But it also depends what we want to determine as the rules of this world for like what we deal with or don't deal with. So it's not worth using it for this if it's not going to have the effect. So I guess I just want to make sure what we want to establish as that.
Yeah, I think that
What is the antithesis of a Presbyterian?
because I think I honestly I don't necessarily want to
post-Presbyterian.
get into like this is clearly designed right for if you were like a paladin, right? So that you're smiting evil for if
Yeah,
you're
if you're
And-
you're smiting the undead or whatever.
I don't want us to get too far into that, but I do think it's like, look, you have this like holy magic. It's interesting because like you have a satyr, which is more not necessarily like thought of this holy thing, but I like this idea that you can kind of draw from this like innate like miraculous place maybe,
Can I-
and we can
can
say
I-
that could be used against demonic forces. Yeah.
Yeah, could I make the suggestion maybe as a blanket statement that, and obviously as the GM you can refute whatever
Mhm.
doesn't make sense, but maybe the way to think about it is the life force like satyrs are obviously tricky and are like, mischievous,
Mhm.
but they're also like the gods and beings of creation and of natural world, right? Like that is the world in which they inhabit. So maybe the idea is the antithesis to my powers is anything that is specifically destructive or like decay. So
Right.
like a vampire or a succubus would feed
Mhm.
off of the living.
More something that's more
Dis-
aligned with like necromantic sort of things.
yeah,
I
exactly.
like that.
Something that's like a poison or a plague would be decay. So those things, but
Yeah.
not necessarily just like a devil, right? Like a devil wouldn't necessarily be an antithesis. It's
Right.
just its own.
And I think that would be tricky. These are that these are creatures that are they're humanoids that are being this like sort of dark magic's bringing out bestial qualities, right? But it's kind of more in line with nature and creation. So I think specifically against these kind of targets, I don't know. Especially too because I think they're not even demons. They're cursed humans, right?
Right.
So I think that they wouldn't be the antithesis of your
Okay.
faith in this
Yeah,
case.
that's fine.
But I do
That's
like
fine.
that. Like yeah, against like Volgak or something who is like a destructive.
Right,
like, maybe
which is
that
what I
would
had
make sense.
thought about earlier, but I didn't
No, it's good.
try
Yeah,
it. So
it's nice.
cool.
that
So
we were able
let's
to
so
have-
let's so let's just blanket statement, and I'll write a note as well. But let's kind of make
Yeah.
a blanket statement that it's like, source for my power is like natural life and growth, and
Mhm.
the antithesis would be like decay or destruction, and we can like play that by ear as we come across different kinds of foes or whatever.
I like
Cool.
it. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I won't use that, but I will still try to do a magical attack. It's an easy check when it's in short distance against
Mhm.
this person. So
Yeah.
I will use my divine magic as the attack, even though I'm not using the secondary effect against easy check. So let's do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
That's a success and 4 advantages.
Hey, awesome.
So
So the damage
way
is going
that
to be your score for your whatever the divine magic is that will.
it's will for me. Yeah. So my rank is 2 in will, +1 for every uncancelled check, and because it's a 1 success, that would be 3 damage.
Yes. However,
and-
you can also use those success or advantages for something.
Yes.
Pulling up. I have
Damage, you get +1 damage per uncancelled. The attack has no set critical rating. But you only inflict. Yeah. Before making. Yeah. So I didn't use any additional effects. How would you recommend I use 4 advantages?
So you have if you have 4, you can probably do a couple different things.
Yeah.
Don't spend them all in one place.
You can give
Let
me
me
4
see.
blue dice.
Yeah. You know what?
So
How about we do
You
this?
actually
Because
can do a critical damage if you want. They have a critical score of 3, so you can actually spend 3 to do a critical wound or injury to them. And then you could also spend them to recover 1 strain per each one, and then you could give alternatively you can give a blue die to the next allied.
yeah. I think because this is one that Serena already hit,
Mhm.
I'm gonna give a blue die to Cash, and I'm going to just see where this hit lands. So I think the way it looks is, like, I think what's interesting is like I have a satyr who's this my ally, this demon. So I like to think that the knife that I use as my just generic like weapon is like it's almost like it's sheathed in light, but the blade is completely black. So it's almost got like this demonic.
Dark saber.
Yeah, exactly. This like dark center, but it's like surrounded by this like divine light. And so I use that to like slash at the. Yeah, so that'll be 3 damage for.
Can I make a suggestion? Because I think with yours we're getting a little in the questions of like melee versus that, but I like this idea that you can channel it through it, but that you can just like launch it and like pull it back to you kind of stuff. So it's like because otherwise if you're doing a melee attack you'd have to be engaged.
Sorry, yeah.
This is a distance attack. Is the only thing.
Let me rephrase that because that was confusing. I think my knife is a conduit that I sometimes use as like, just a physical knife,
Got it.
and sometimes use as like a spirit gun-esque, like I'm shooting magic, right? So like
Got
in
it.
this case, I'm just shooting the magic. So kind of like point like a wand, almost like point and shoot this like divine magic in a ray to this bat. But this is not a ranged attack because I'm not throwing the knife. It's just I'm using that as the way that I express
Got it.
the bolt of divine energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 3 damage to that.
Okay, that's 3. That's great. How did you want to spend the other 3
I want to give.
advantages?
Oh wait,
Does it
I
only
can do.
have- you can do one advantage gives a blue die to cash.
Oh, then I'll crit. I'll
3
crit.
left.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
crit with 3, and then I'll give 1 to cash.
Okay, this is good. We have never
We've never done so
done-
well.
yeah, so
Well, that too.
Buffett done so well. Yeah, the critical injury. I think I have to pull up a table. Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, 114.
Oh, and a critical injury immediately incapacitates. No, that's a minion. Sorry.
I roll a D100 on table 1.610. Critical injury result on page 115 to determine the severity.
The
Okay.
listeners love when you roll critical injuries on table 1.4.
I'm gonna roll a D100. We'll figure out what happens.
Yeah.
Uh,
I have the table.
oh, did it not roll?
100.
What?
You rolled a D0.
Oh shit.
Oh, you did roll a
Oh.
D0.
Okay, I was gonna say, wow.
I'm gonna roll a no-sided die.
I think technically it'd be 100, but yeah.
79. So in a 79, that is an average severity, overpowered. The target leaves themselves open, and the attacker may immediately attempt another attack against them as an incidental, using the exact same pool as the original attack.
Oh,
Cool.
so
Sick.
you just
So I
yeah,
go
you
again.
can attack again. Yeah.
Boom!
cool.
I'm trying. One more time.
Did you make your attack with no difficulty?
It was difficulty of 1 because it's easy difficulty.
There's no purple
Oh.
die in your pool.
Yeah, you didn't have any purple.
Oh, my.
It's fine. Hands off the chess piece. Let's just keep moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
in the
I will
future,
try
make sure
again.
and those purples.
God, I gotta click off every time. That is gonna take some getting used to.
That.
Okay, I fail. Do not hit, but I have 2 advantages.
That's fine. All right, it all comes. Yeah,
Yep,
so you
exactly.
could use those if you want to recover some strain. Or cast the blue die.
I don't have any strain, so I will. I'm gonna distance myself back into medium distance from the
Are we doing
the bat.
every time you cast a spell you take strain?
I don't see that in the rules, so that's
Okay.
why I'm confused. But let's table that and look at that for next time.
Yeah.
Because it seems
I like that narratively, but
it is interesting. I have to look at it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do too, but I also don't have like a signature weapon like you guys do.
So yeah, RPG.net. Casting a spell takes 2 strain. Doesn't matter if you succeed or not. It still costs strain. Explain Genesys magic system to me. But I think it depends.
Pretty legit.
It depends what we are calling a spell, right? Like, if a magic attack is not like a categorized spell, we wouldn't need to do it for just attacking. It's like, I'm going to use my curse spell. That is a spell that requires me to take strain. Like that's the distinction. So like our mage hand thing wouldn't cost because it's just like everyday
Utility
usage.
stuff. Yeah.
Utility stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like so
I
spell
see.
attack and the utility spell would be free, but a specialized
But saying
spell.
a specific thing would cost 2 strain to cast. Yeah. But then the advantage with, or like the reason this cancels out is like advantages you can use to reduce strain again. So like you can cast that spell and then with
Yeah.
advantages you can take that strain back. So it's like it's pretty immutable. Like it's not like I should say it's pretty flexible, not immutable.
I do see it here. So when your character
It's more
casts a
mutable than
spell,
immutable.
when you
Yes.
cast a spell that requires a check, whether on whether or not the check succeeds, they suffer 2 strain after resolving the check.
that would be even attacks.
Yeah.
That
That's a
seems
check.
kind of crazy. Let's just leave it for now. But
Yeah,
I do
we
want
can
to
double check it for next time.
Yeah,
If you're the GM, let us know.
yeah. I'll have to look at it.
It seems like with so many successes, it seems like it's not as big of a downside as it sounds. But
I don't know because it's just like the way. I mean, I just feel like it's gonna eat through. What's your strain level?
14.
15.
2 every single time is
That's
gonna go.
7 spells.
Joe, we're living with demons.
I know. We should take
That's a
strain.
serious downside.
Yeah.
I
Let
think
me
I have
think
a pretty
about
high
it.
strain, actually.
It's just like I think that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I have 13 as my strain.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that's tough is that if you hit your strain threshold, you're incapacitated. That's why I'm kind of like,
Yeah,
are
but
you guys gonna like faint? I mean, it's
it'll
cool,
be fine.
but
But
okay,
also, we can do attacks that are not spells, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can attack.
Let's
physically.
talk about it later.
that's
Yeah,
true.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed.
Cash is up.
What are the limits of story points?
You get to just will something into the world.
Awesome. I would like to
me-
will.
I might have to.
Can I
save them.
pitch something to you, and you can tell me if it's good?
Mhm.
I would like to spend a story point that a nearby building is under construction, and there is a big crane carrying construction materials.
Oh, done.
Great.
Nice.
I would like to use my spell, Hack the Planet, to take over said crane and drop a bunch of building materials on the
God,
bats.
you're such
Okay.
a different kind of mischievous bastard than the other mischievous bastards,
really
but in
like
the
it, though.
best possible way.
Okay, so
So I will spend a
so
story
you're-
point.
So you're casting your spell.
Well, I'll
Yeah,
spend.
you've willed it into existence, but you're still gonna have to cast the spell.
Yes.
And I think that so I think it's a little far away.
Sure.
It's at least medium.
I'm
away.
willing to take multiple turns to do this too. If it's like,
Okay.
I have to spin it around, it can take multiple turns. That's fine.
Okay. So I'm gonna say it's like it is like the building over, like there's like the scaffolding, and you like look up and can see it. So, but it itself is just still kind of far away. So if you're just on the ground, I'm gonna say it's a medium distance, which adds 1 difficulty mod to it. I think that. Let's see. I think that to do this, I guess we're just kind of setting a check for it. So I just think that this is a big item. This is a lot of stuff. You can definitely do it. I think it is going to be a formidable. No, you know what it is? It's going to be a hard check, but you're going to have to make it over 2 turns. You're gonna
Sure.
do 2 hard checks. One to get it just in place. One to time it to drop it on the monsters.
And hard is 3?
3. Yeah.
Okay. And I have 1 blue.
You have 1 blue this turn.
Holy shit! What just happened?
That is incorrect.
That
I
looks
don't know how that's in.
strange.
I rolled it on the spell, not the Arcana skill. So
Looks like 15 successes and 2 advantages.
hang on. Let me make sure this. All right.
What happened?
I don't even know. I'll figure it out later. There we go.
Okay.
It's 2
Still
successes, 1 advantage.
It's a little bit
And-
more muted than the last roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what
You know what?
happened there.
One thing I do realize too, that just to Joe's point about having the strain, is that all those floating advantages can be used to regain strain. I realized, so that
Yeah.
is actually pretty. There might be good checks and balances, but we'll decide it next time.
I'm taking 2 strain because this is not an attack
Okay.
spell.
All right, that's fair. Great.
So what it's gonna look like? He's gonna pull out his Palm Pilot and call to Yikthun and
Okay.
open up a console command in front of his face and just
It's
start
yeah, it's like
just,
yeah, the
start
firefly is,
typing.
blinking in front
Yeah.
of you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and then the
Wait, I also like the idea that they float up under your fingers. It's like a
Yeah,
floating
like a keyboard.
almost. Yeah.
and then as he types on each one, it leaves and goes and is replaced by another one.
And they start going to the crane itself.
Yeah, to the
That's
crane
when,
itself
it starts
to,
glowing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to start moving
that's
it.
cool. Yeah,
And,
so it
and
gets
that's
in place.
your
and it
Final
starts
Fantasy
shifting.
special.
Yeah, it is.
One.
I hope you're ready for a 15-minute cutscene.
Yeah, very cool. Do you want to use your floating one to recover a strain?
I'm gonna use it to give an advantage to Serena.
Okay. For one, it's gonna go to Serena.
Yep.
As the next allied player.
Yep.
Thank you.
The first Razor Wing is back up, and angrily it sees Trevor, who's just slashed at it, and he flies in. And
I'm also gonna go to the
and
bathroom real quick.
It's gonna buffet you with its wings. It's gonna be.
No.
I
No.
know. No, say it on
No.
What moida?
Dr. Langstrom, you don't look so good.
No.
That's man
Oh
bat.
boy.
That's man bat's
No.
character.
And that.
So a triumph. Or no, it's a success.
Yeah,
Triumph of the threat.
it's actually yeah, but the threat cancels out the
Cancels out.
benefit of the triumph. I think. Yeah.
So it's 2
I should
successes.
calculate that. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it does cancel out. So it's just 2 successes. Yeah. So it's it does 3 damage to you, but the wind as it like knocks you over actually does 3 strain damage as well. So 3 wound, 3 strain.
3 wound and 3 strain. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's only 1 wound and 3 strain. Cool.
Mhm.
Uh,
Oh yeah, because the strain doesn't get hit by it. Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't get soaked.
soaked.
A soak. Thus. No.
Serena's up.
Cool.
Michael, I would like to engage Ozultar. I have a man bat creature
Mhm.
breathing down my neck.
Mhm.
This is an unfamiliar scenario for me, and I am curious what advantages my demon can afford me here.
So what are you thinking? Do you want like rolling like a knowledge check about those to see what Azaltar knows that might give you like some sort of advantage ongoing?
I think that her instinct would be to like blanket ask for help, but I think that her intention is like less knowledge, more action.
Okay. So I think, and this is on me a little bit as like a poorly thought out thing.
Here for
You know,
it.
again, the demons are they are your magic. You know what I mean? Like your magic is them and they're your magic. So I don't think you're always engaging Ozultar when you're doing things. Again, if you want like narratively to flavor it, like to you know, I would let you do an Arcana based roll to you could roll Arcana to learn about like the magic, like not you know what I mean. Like Ozultar especially is like a knowledgeable demon, right? So like that's one
I didn't
thing.
pick that up.
He knows many things. You could also have like them potentially like interact with the space, but I don't necessarily think that's like you don't just get like a. I mean, we could look at that if you want. Like, oh, I want to like summon him to fight alongside me, but that's kind of getting into like I think we'd have to look at how that fits in mechanically. Like, there's
think-
probably need.
I think I was looking more for like maybe a super powered attack, and taking maybe more strain
already-
with it.
Giving you attacks. I think you would just be adding to the spell attack.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
then
Yeah.
then I will engage him for information.
So I think this would
He
be
is
knowledge would
knowledgeable.
be it is it's actually not a maneuver to do like a knowledge roll. So I think that you can guys just kind of do this as incidental. I think to engage with Ozultar though, like to delve into his magical knowledge, this would be an Arcana check,
Cool.
right?
What's the difficulty?
It'll be let's see. What am I gonna base it on? I think that it would just be a 2 for these kind of creatures.
Okay. I will roll Arcana. That is a success and an advantage.
I think that you all, Azultar looks over them, and let me just fast. Okay. Azultar actually looks at you and goes, Serena, these creatures are bound by the winds. With your manipulative magic, you could keep them grounded, thus cutting off half of their attacks. So I'd say like maybe we can flavor it that you can use the manipulative magic to basically make it so they can't fly around and fly away from you.
Oh, that's cool.
Mhm.
I take it. I will try to do so on the razor wing that is right next to me.
Mhm.
Yeah, so spell attack, is that also average, or is that easy?
It's engage with you, which actually means you have to up it to 1 for close combat magic. So that makes it a 2.
Okay. I'm going to throw in the bonus die that Cash gave me,
Mm-hmm. Blue.
and I will make an Arcana check. 2 successes and
Awesome.
an advantage.
So that's 5, and then you can choose how you spend that advantage.
Yeah. I will. You know what? We're gonna pay it forward. We're gonna give a blue to Trevor,
Nice.
hoping he
Pass
doesn't
the buck.
try to order 100 hamburgers with it. And
Excuse me, 55 burgers. 55.
sorry, you're right. And then I will use my manipulate to keep it grounded.
Cool. I'm gonna give it a symbol.
Yeah.
You know what? Which one's ground? Let me get this little net.
Yeah.
Right. So then it actually, yeah. So you kind of see like the force is like pushing it down. There's almost like this like Elden Ring style gravity magic kind of holding it, and it like hisses at you. And it's gonna bite at you, but because you've grounded it, it's awkward, and I'm gonna give it a black die on its back
Nice.
against you.
Love that.
And I'll say this will last until your next turn.
Snap
Yeah.
into your heels.
Okay.
That it's gonna have these black die. Just because I think well, yeah, because it would be like an ongoing effect, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try to bite at you with black die. Brawl.
Yikes.
Still succeeded. Yep. Chomps down into you. Sinks its fangs into your leg, and that's gonna be 6 damage. Or 4 with your soap.
Is it the same amount if it's not flying anymore? I thought part of it was the wind buffing.
So it
before.
can't. It's not using its wings attack. It can't do that while it's grounded. They're
Yep.
2 different attacks. It's just choosing
Oh, I see.
fight
Okay.
instead of doing that. So for you, because it only did the 3 damage, but it did 3 strain as well.
Right,
so
right,
it's just a
right,
different
right.
Kind of attack. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Damn, 6 damage off of 1 success that's heavy.
Well, they don't get the bonus because they're just rivals. They don't get a bonus to their successes. At least I'm
Got
not
it.
scoring it that way. So it just does the base damage that the attack is ruled for.
Okay.
Maybe I'm doing that wrong. It doesn't seem to be based on what I read, but I could be
Okay.
missing something.
I'm very injured. Is the manipulation pushing it down such that I could disengage with it and not?
Yeah, I would give you a free disengage because it can't.
Okay.
Chase.
You right? Yeah. So I'll make that
Cool.
instant.
I will move a range band away from it.
Okay.
I am hurt. I'm at 8 out of 10 wound.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Trevor.
Oh, I wish Kyle was
is-
here to see me get hurt.
Yeah. He would love that.
Ah.
Is the man bat in front of me also grounded, or just the one that was?
Just the one
Okay.
over on the right. Yeah.
And is it engaged with me currently? The one that I'm next
Yes,
to?
it did bite you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Then I will just melee attack it. Try to do a good job hitting it.
Gonna brawl.
Melee.
Or
I'm gonna use my knife.
Melee. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do it. Cut a bit.
Do it. It's just a regular attack, right? Because it's engaged with me.
Yes.
Melee. Actually, I'm gonna take some strain. I'm gonna get a blue die.
Okay.
Do I
yeah, so
add-
you
Add one, or do I convert a yellow die into a blue die? I add a blue die because it's a bonus.
Well, he already gave you or didn't Anthony give you a blue die already?
Oh shoot, he did. So never
But
mind.
you could aim, which is one maneuver.
Yeah, I'll aim.
we always forget that.
Yeah. I'll use my maneuver because I'm already engaged. I'll use my maneuver to aim.
Yep.
So I'll get a blue die from that, and then I will get a blue die from
From Anthony. So 2 blue die. Yeah.
2 blue die. Okay, let's do it. I'm gonna try to aim real good with my knife.
Mm-hmm.
Aim
true.
Aim true. True eyes or clear
Can't
eyes.
lose.
Can't lose. True eyes. White dragon. Can't lose. This is just
White
a straight.
dragon.
Oh, well, actually, they didn't register my. Hold on. It didn't register the blue die. I got a success on that. Try again. That's a shame because I got it the first.
What we
time.
should also just do is in the future we can always just roll the extra die we missed without
Oh,
rerolling
like
the whole
not
thing.
without re-rolling, so just add
Yeah.
2 blue to
Yeah.
the original.
So like I think we should do that because like in this case that would have just given you another advantage, right?
Okay.
So you'd
hold
have
on, there we go. So that's just 2 blue.
Okay.
die.
Well, but
oh I see what you're saying.
we'll take.
But
We
it would
should take
still-
the
would
ones
it
you
still
rolled.
be-
I'd say we should take the first one. So that's what I was saying. Like you had the one success, and then you'd get 1 advantage with the
Okay.
blue die of the next roll.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So I'm just saying
Okay.
in the future we don't have to re-roll the whole thing. We can just add. The
Yeah,
blue
yeah,
die
yeah.
after,
Just
you
add
know?
it in. Yeah.
Or
Okay.
the
Cool.
black
Yeah.
die,
So
just
success,
make it
success,
faster.
and an advantage. So I would hit it for. Let me double check my knife info. That's for the crit range. It's just +1, so it's 2 damage.
Okay. I think you with melee though you're also doing it with the uncancelled successes too though. Wrong about that.
Well, the uncancels was for that was for the magic attack where it says it's
Oh
+1
yeah, so
for
it's weapon damage. So
2.
so it's gonna be your well the brawn weapon damage, which is the +1, or are you saying the weapon damage is 2?
I think the weapon damage is 2, and then the modifier is +1.
Well, okay, because it should just be it should be your brawn, the additional weapon damage. I thought that your brawn is.
Oh no,
what,
sorry,
1
sorry. Yeah, I marked it as 2 because that's my brawn. So it's
Right.
2 + 1, so it's 3.
So you're 3, and then it's plus the uncancelled successes, so you have 1 more from those.
Okay,
So
that's
you're doing
4.
4 damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
It hisses and bleeds as you cut it, but it's like you can
Still
feel
up.
like the bones are thick on this beastie. Yeah.
It's a heavy boy.
I'm writing that
Yeah.
one down.
And then I
The
will.
bones are
Do I, if we're engaged and I try to move a band away, does that take an opportunity attack or not in this?
So you used your maneuver already, and
Oh, that's right, because I
so
aimed. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'm engaged.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's my turn.
you
then.
could strain to disengage with it and just go into the short distance though.
No,
Trevor, you
I
should
have,
disengage with it.
I have the advantage.
I'm about to drop a bomb on its
oh.
head.
Then yes, I will take strain and disengage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
From
so
it.
2 strain,
Yeah.
and you can go into short distance, back up.
I'm doing it.
Okay. It is Cash's turn. Cash, to line it up and drop it, it will be another hard check. If you want to hit them both, you can add 2 more black die. That's kind of threading the needle a little bit.
That is putting a challenge down in front of a gambling man.
You know I'm in.
And you can use your maneuver. You can use your maneuver to aim. That's the blue die.
Yep, I will do that.
Also, Greg, did you use your advantage? Did you want to give?
I did not. I'll give a blue die to Cash.
So
and then,
2
you
blue, 5 purple, and my Arcana skill.
if you want to burn some strain, you could double aim too. The 2 maneuver aim, which is so that you could get up to 3 blue die if you want.
Yo,
I-
dog, I heard you like aiming.
I'm down.
Aim while you're aiming.
Okay,
I'm down.
So 2 strain, you can do that, and then you can
Because
cast.
am I taking another 2 strain turn casting the spell? Or I already did it, it's just taking longer?
Oh, that's a good point. We can say it's part of the same spell.
Okay.
It's ongoing.
I'll take 2 more strain too. Alright, let's do it. So Arcana.
It's gonna be 5 difficulty.
Hang on, let me see if this
Actually,
is...
wait. I think can I make it like that? Is yeah. Okay.
Ranks in the skill being used equal to their intellect. A rank is the yellow dice, right?
What are you reading? What's the context?
I have a talent called Brilliant. Once per session, your character may spend a story point as an incidental. If they do, during the next check they make during that turn, You count the ranks in the skill being used equal to their intellect.
Oh, interesting. So that's really cool. The only problem is that Arcana is what you're using. It's already tied to intellect.
But it's
yeah, you could basically upgrade those die
to
potentially.
to 4 yellow instead of
So-
1 yellow 3 green.
Yeah. Wait, is it rank and intellect you said?
Yeah.
But you only have one
No,
rank.
no. The
Oh.
rank becomes your intellect score. So my
Wow, so
intellect is
then-
4.
Yeah, so your Arcana would become rank 4. Wow.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm spending
you're gonna
another
spend another
another
story
story point.
Hey man, use them. That's what they're there for.
Haven't been able to change them, but here.
Wait, really?
There's a button for it. Just kidding.
There you go.
I spent both of them.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh.
You did it.
One success and a bunch of advantages.
Yeah.
There are no black die in that roll.
I know. There weren't
No, there
weren't
are no
already.
black die. It's only purple.
It was only purple.
I thought never
I
mind.
raised the difficulty if you wanted to hit both of them. So the
I
overall
see.
difficulty went up.
I see.
Because otherwise, it's like you're kind of threading this needle, so you might miss both. But yeah, you did it, and yeah, this wreckage, or maybe it's like the steel beams that were being held aloft are dropped down, and they slam into the man bats, laying them on the ground, and they're squealing and shrieking, making a horrible noise, but are I will say, they're pinned. They're both alive. You guys would be able to then take the time to knock them unconscious, drag them to the storage unit, if that's what you so choose to do, or however you want to play it.
I think that's probably what we would do.
Guys, pull out your razors, call Miss Engel, and be like,
Yeah.
we got more.
And Miss Engel, can you bring the mystery machine around?
Oh, where should I pick you guys up?
We're
Is there any
at-
notable landmarks?
We're around the corner from the combination Pandora's Box Express and Taco Bell.
Pandora in the box.
Sorry, Pandora in the Box Express and Taco
Ah,
Bell.
yes. The only combo one in town. Yes, I'll be there. I'll
Yeah,
be there in a
the
few
one
minutes.
the one by the McDonald's, not the one by the Burger King.
I just said the only one in town, and you just implied the third.
Well, one
Yeah,
of them's
so-
not. It's like in a suburb, but the people in the suburb say that they're from San Juan, even though they're not. They're from the suburb.
This pretty soon she comes, she picks you guys up. You're able to load these unconscious bat-like creatures into the van, and she's driving to her the storage unit. Well, I guess you don't have to necessarily go with her.
The fabled storage unit of children.
It's just infinitely
We were
big.
going somewhere else, weren't we?
Yeah, well, it did say you guys on your way to the if you wanted to go to the historical society. But yeah, however you want to play it with, I think because we're at kind of this. If you that's where you off to, she can.
We
take
are.
them to
I guess
there.
we are running kind of late. We could just ride with her and wrap up a little bit and
Well,
Yeah,
go to
maybe-
the party
maybe-
next time.
Yeah, it also could be that you're in the car. Maybe she'll give you a lift to your next spot, and we can cut off that.
Yeah, that's good.
Wow, I see you've all been busy.
Yeah, we met cool
Volgak.
demon guy with glasses.
She actually slams on
Volgak.
the brakes.
Anthony
You
Hopkins.
met Volgak?
Oh yeah,
Are you all right?
He's not so bad.
he is
Uh,
pretty
shit.
bad.
He's pretty bad.
He's extremely bad. He's extremely bad, children. Oh dear. That means the Triad had probably taken notice of us. This is a development. We'll have to be more cautious, but don't let this deter you from your current goals.
Yeah, he was in the church basement, the reliquary. We got this cool spike
Actually-
though.
The Phylactery.
Directory.
Oh, sorry.
She goes, he was in the church. And she's kind of concerned about this. I think the roots of their evil must go deeper than we've previously thought. It's unusual for demons to make themselves known in those spaces. It would be quite taxing. Imagine for them. Well, and I think she's concerned about this. You guys know, like, you still need to figure out a way to turn the kids back. And the party is tomorrow night, so she's driving off into the night, and we see. I think as we cut away with her, like, driving the truck away, the camera kind of pans back and pans up, and you see this, like, he's got a 1 foot up on the roof, and he's looking down, and you see Volgak and be kind of watching you all, clearly having, like, maybe reviewed the fight, and he goes, "They've got a little more fight than I gave them credit for. This'll be fun." And he smiles, and we, like, just have his teeth like this, the crooked, sharp needles, and cuts to black. End of episode.
Nice.
AC/DC's Back in Black starts playing.
Down, down, ba-da-down, ba-da-down, ba-da, ba-da, ba-da.
Wait, we'll get DMCA'd. Stop!
Oh, no.
Oh no!
For humming?
I don't know. Maybe.
Fight me. Fair use.
It's a parody.
Come on, ACDC. Yeah, it's a parody. Definitely a parody. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you very much.